already on the table. We are ready for a new DIY. What we're going to use, we are going to use the smallest tumbling tower blocks. Of course, I always say make sure that you have 4 until 5 packages laying around in your stash, so you always have enough for every DIY. We have here, of course, my container with everything inside. And what the most important is, of course, the wood glue. And of course, I use a very cheap brand, Pattex, but you can use any wood glue you like. You can even use a hot glue, but even with some wood glue inside. So choose any glue you like. Make sure that everything is gluing very well, especially for this DIY, because or else it will break apart. So we have here some paint at your choice. I have here my saucer with an old piece of kitchen towel which is wet to wipe away the glue. These are the main pieces we need for this DIY. What we're going to do, we are going to make a kind of an organizing piece, but I don't really know how this will turn out because it is for me also new. So I'm going to start and we're going to see where it will bring us. So I hope you join me. So the first step will be we're going to make the stand, and the stand will be 12 rows of 3. So you have every time 3 blocks together, you lay them flat on your table and you just do some glue on the longest side. So very easy, just do on the smallest line of the block, you do some glue. You only need to glue 2 pieces, and number 3 is the closure up. Of course, again 2 and place them together. You do here the same, and let me know in the comments if you are going to make this DIY when you saw the whole DIY, if you are going to make it also. And you can use this for every season, at least what I have in my head. We will see if this will work or not. But I think it's different, but I hope it will look at the end. It will look okay, but we are going to see. And this is number 11 of 3 and number 12 of 3. And again, we're going to squeeze them. And of course, also at the ending, you squeeze totally on the side because you want to have it very sturdy, glued together this way. Takes a little bit of your time, but of course take the time. And this one and this one and over here, and always then we're going to wipe away the glue. But when you're going to wipe away the glue, make sure that you always go back and look if you still have a straight line, because you don't want that the glue is of the blocks are gluing offline. I call them offline. I think you probably have a different word for it, but I'm going to just wipe it away and over here and here, and then go back and look for that everything has a nice still straight in the line before we're going to give it a couple of minutes drying. So in the meantime, while our 2 pieces of 3 are drying, we have now 2 rows of 6 because we're going to do the bottom. So 2 rows of 6, and we're just going to lay them again flat on the table, and you're going to row them very easy together this way. You glue 5 and number 6 is the closure up. This is already number 2, 3, 4 and 5, and of course number 6 the closure up. You're going to squeeze from within, and at the end you're going to squeeze it on the outside. Again, squeeze it from the inside to the outside, and then give it some pressure on the outside. You're going to wipe away the glue, and again go back and look for a straight line. Of course, like I tell you in every DIY, if you have a carpenter's square, it's totally fine. Then you don't have to look, of course. Now I'm going to do 2 blocks, and I'm going to do the tops, and I place them together. This one also over here, and place them together this way, and squeeze it. And we're going to wipe away the glue here also, and this way. And we're going to give this a couple of minutes drying. So now we're going to place this on the side, and we do some glue over here on the top side. Place this way, and we're going to squeeze it gently from the side to fill in the open gaps. So very carefully make sure that everything glues nicely together, and always feel also with the side that you have it again still in a straight line. That's why we do it only after a couple of minutes, so we are sure that everything stays nicely together. You see already, he is still want to pop out, but we don't let it happen. Then we're going to get our block and we're going to do some glue on the side on this smallest line, and we place this one. You can do it over here, you can do it on this side, you can do it on each side you like. So I'm going to do it on this side and give it some pressure. Feel with your fingers that you have it in a straight line, and you do here the same, some glue on the smallest line, and you place this one on this side. Make sure, feel with your fingers that it is even with the other bottom. Again, press it down and wipe away the glue. And then we're going to let place it aside and let it dry. So again, we place the bottom on the side. What we're going to do, we are going to take our 12 pieces, and what we're going to do, we take one block, we do some glue on the smallest line, we get another one, and we place this against each other this way. Give it a little bit of pressure, you get another block, you do some glue, place it not on the outside but on the inside of this block over here, and now you get another block, number 4. You place some glue on the smallest line but also on the inside over here. So you do it on the inside and you do it on the outside, and if everything is correctly, you have some glue on this side and on this side, and you can easily fill in this block. Make sure that you have it in a nice square, and then you're going to let this dry in. So very easy, wipe away the glue and always go back if you don't like the shape yet. Before you let it totally dry in, always go back and feel with your fingers that you are happy with how it is looking like. So now we're going to do one together again. Some glue on the smallest line, you get another block, you place it against each other this way, squeeze it, you get another block also on the smallest line, you place it on the inside over here, you get another one on this side on the smallest line, and a little piece on the inside. And then you can easily fill it in and make a nice square out of it and give it some pressure. Always go back and feel with your fingers if you like the shape, because you don't want that it is wobbly or something else. So again, turn it over and make sure that you're happy with the shape. Place it aside, and we do now the last of the blocks. We do again on the side, I do it a little faster, place it against each other this way. You do here again on the smallest line, place it on the inside, and you do again on this side and on the inside of this block, and then fill it in over here and over here, and we're going to give it some pressure. And we're going to wipe away the glue, and then we're going to let this dry in for at least only a couple of minutes. So now we have our 3 little squares. What we're going to do, we're going to do some glue on the inside over here and over here. And we're going to glue this, the other one on top of here, but I have to look that I have the way they are glued together in the same direction, or else, but maybe when you paint it you don't see it anymore, but it's just a tick for me, so I always look the way I did glue the other one. So I'm going to give it some pressure, turn it around, make sure that you have them straight on top of each other, and again press it down. And we do here the same, we do some glue on the inside. So when the glue is coming out, it's mostly on the inside and you don't see that anymore. So again, we do some one on the top. We're going to give it some pressure. Over here, feel with your fingers that you have a nice straight line. Over here, and turn it around. And then we're going to give it again some pressure from the top, and we're going to let this dry. And because we are going to use our handsaw to cut a little piece off, so we are letting this dry in for at least 1.5 hours at least. So in the meantime, while the bottom and the stand is drying before we're going to sew it, we are going to make the boxes will be on top, and which you can use for organization, or you can use them for in your craft room. You can use them for decoration. You can decorate the inside. You can do anything you like. So we are going to make the first box will be 3 rows of 5. So 3 rows of 5 because we started with a bottom. Again, you lay them flat on the table and you glue them on the smallest line together like this. You glue 4 and number 5 is the closure up. So again 4 and the last and this one. And of course we're going to squeeze it a little from within and make sure that you also do the outside again. Squeeze it from within and press on the outer. You still see he wants to pop up, but you place them down again and you squeeze it again. You do here the same. Make sure you have it in a straight line, and we're going to squeeze it. We're going to wipe away the top, the glue, and we're going to go back, look for the line, and we're going to give this a couple of minutes only. So we gave it a couple of minutes. We place one on the side and we do some glue on the smallest line. We place this one on the side too. Do some glue over here. We place them down, and we make one piece out of it. And this will be already the bottom or the back side of the crate. Again, we're going to wipe away the glue and we're going to let this rest on the side, and we're going to make the sides of this box. As you see already on the table are a lot of blocks because we are going to make the sides. For the 2 sides we are going to do 4 rows of 9. So 4 rows of 9. For the other 2 sides we use 4 rows of 4. So very easy, 4 rows of 9 and 4 rows of 4. So, and again, we're going to do this. Oops, you see already, I'm just googling with my glue. We lay them flat on the table. We do again the longest line of the block and we row them again, very easy this way. And the first crate will be bigger as the second one. So I'm going to make first the big one and then I'm going to do the small one. But of course you can turn it around. I place them also this way on my stand, I think later, but maybe I change my mind. I never know. So I'm going to already row number 3 of 9. And this is also great, like I told you, in a craft room, you can place some pencils inside. You can do anything, maybe some pieces of push pins or something else. You can use it for everything, but of course I use it for decor, especially for this season which is coming. But you can use it for any season. You can change it up for any season at all. So now we have already our 4 pieces of 9. Now we go for our 4 pieces of 4. This is already 1. And this is number 2. And number 3. And number 4. And I do it as fast as I can. As you see already, it's one which is going so fast. So again, squeeze it, pop it down. If it pops up, again over here. And the last of 4, squeeze it. We do here the same, especially with this one of 9. Start a little from the inside or else it will pop out. I had it already so many times, so it doesn't matter if it does. Don't worry, just glue them together again. It is so easy to glue because wood glue is always very forgiving. You can easily place it fast on each other again. Over here. And now the last of the 4 of 9, and we're going to give it also some pressure from the side. I'm going to wipe away the glue and we're going to let this dry in for a couple of minutes. So what we're going to do, we are going to place this on the side and this one over here. And we do some glue on the smallest line of one block of 9. And of course we need some glue over here because we want to be sure that everything glues nicely together. Place the other one over here, very gently squeeze it together so you get one nice piece. Again, feel with your fingers always and go check out if you still have it in a straight line. Wipe away the glue. You do here the same, place one on the side. On the tops you're going to do some glue. You're going to turn them around, of course when they go out of your table, and you're going to go to this way and fill in the open gaps gently, always from the outside. Fill it in and feel with your fingers again. Also squeeze not only this side, but also get and do this side also, or else it still goes out of each other. So again, like this. We're going to place this over here and this one over here. We do here the same. One of the 4 you place on the side. And you do this one together. This is already 1. And this goes always easier because the blocks are only 4 rows. And this one. And we're going to fill in with this one. We're going to wipe away the glue. And we're going to let this dry in for at least, I think, do a little bit longer, maybe some 15 minutes. So now we gave our 4 pieces at least 15 minutes drying. What we're going to do, we're going to place one over here, one over here, one over here. We are going to do on the shortest one, we are going to do the side with some glue. And on this side also some glue. We place it straight up. We do here the same. Some glue on this side and some glue on this smallest line. Make sure that you have enough because we want to be sure that our box is not falling apart. We place this one straight up, place this one against here, this one also over here. And we're going to place this one straight up and we place them together. So we get a nice box this way. And now we're just going to work with it a little until we have it in the shape we want to have it, and then we're going to let this dry. So now we gave it a couple of minutes setting in, and of course we're going to do some glue on the top side, but on the inside of the opening. So we're going to go over here and over here. And again, make sure that each part has a lot of glue, but at least enough glue. So we're going to place this on top of here and we're going to let it settle in. Of course, feel with your fingers that you have it on the place you want to have it, and then feel with your fingers again on the side, and then you're going to, if everything is correct and you have a little bit of the same size of my blocks, you have here a little piece, a little edge over here, and of course on this side, and that is great. But maybe you are lucky and everything is fitting nicely on top of each other. I have a little, how you call it, a little layover, or I don't know how you call it. It doesn't matter. At least I show you in a moment exactly what I mean. But I'm going to let this dry in for at least 10 minutes. So now we placed our box on the side to dry. Now we're going to make the smaller box. So we are going to do 2 pieces of 5. So again, you have here 5 and we have here 5. And we're going to do some glue on the smallest line again, the same like we did with the 3 or 5, the bigger one. Now we're going to make a box smaller. So this one, and number 3 and number 4. And again, number 5 is to close you up. You're going to squeeze it together and we're going to squeeze this one together, and we're going to give it only a couple of minutes. So I gave it a couple of minutes. Oh, you see already, he's already falling down. We are going to do some glue on the smallest line again, and we place them together, fill in the open gaps. So we get a nice bottom for our smaller crate. And we're going to place this aside and let it dry in also. So you see already I have some blocks on my table, but I'm still debating with myself if I am going to do the box which will be smaller on top. I also will do 2 blocks high, or if I go for a smaller box with only a box with only 1 high. So I'm still debating. So I'm starting with 1 high, and then I'm going to look if I like it, or else we're going to do some layer on top of here. Then we have to improvise, but I'm going to start with this. So we have 2 rows of 6 and 2 rows of 4. So 2 rows of 6 blocks and 2 rows of 4. And then I'm going to look for if I like it or not, or else I have a little bit more extra work. But I think when I do it double high, I think he will be too big, or at least I don't know if I like it then. But of course, if you are going to use it for organization, then I think I'm going to recommend that you do it too high. But then you would have 4 rows of 6 and 4 rows of 4. But we will see. I am going to start to make this, and then we're going to see along the way if I like this smaller box on top or not. So at least a smaller box, but at least not too high. So we're going to squeeze this one. Also the 2 pieces of 6 we're going to squeeze. And the last one, I'm going to wipe away the glue and give it a couple of minutes rest. So we gave this also a little bit more than a couple of minutes, because I want to be sure that it doesn't break. Again, we're going to place 1 over here, 1 over here, and 1 over here. And we're going to make sure that we do some glue on this side, on the smallest one, over here, and on this side. And then we're going to place it straight up. And we're going to do here the same, and on this side. The same way we did with the other box. So we place this one straight up. We're going to place this one over here, and this one over here, and this one straight up. And I'm going to place this one over here. Then we're going to give it a little bit of pressure. Place it in the corners so you are sure that it is a nice, this is almost a square. So kind of give it some pressure. And if you have it in this shape, just let it dry at least for I think 10 minutes. So I gave it 10 minutes. What I'm going to do, I'm going to do some glue on the outs of the inside of my box over here. Just go totally around and over here. And we're going to place our bottom we made. It's the 2 of 5. And we are going to place this on top of here. The same like we did with the other one, and we're going to give it some pressure. And if everything is correct, you have a little bit of overlay over here. And we're going to press it down. And if there is some glue popping out over here, just go get a small brush and just wipe away the glue. I do here the same. So not a lot of glue is coming out, because that's not a great sight to see. So again, and we're going to let this rest also for at least, I think 20-25 minutes before we're going to work with it. So now both our crates are drying. We have now 3 times 3, because we need in between the bigger crate and the smaller crate, we need a block in between, so to separate them from each other, and it gives a nice look. So we do 3 blocks of 3. So lay them flat on the table again, and you row very easy the blocks together. You glue 2, number 3 is the closure up. And again, this one, we squeeze this and this one, and we're going to give it a couple of minutes before we are going to stack them on top of each other. So we did wait a couple of minutes. We do some glue on this one over here, place this one on top. We do here some glue again, and then we're going to place this one, place it on the side, give it some pressure, and over here make sure that you have everything in a nice line and glued nicely together. And then we're going to let this little block dry also at least a half hour before we're going to use it. So again, wipe away the glue, place it aside. What we're going to do, I have here now my saw, my hand saw, and I have here this little box. I think you already know what this box is. You can make cutting lines in between very easy. I think a lot of you already know what it is, because I want to have my stand in half, a little piece of not in half, but in an angle, if you call it, at least we call it sideways. Of course, I'm going to place this one inside of here. I'm going to get my saw and I'm going to saw it on half, but be sure, don't do it too, or how you call it in English, don't saw it too much this way. You just need to do it a little higher, so not totally this way, but a little over here. So not even to the end from this block to this block, but even from here to until here. So I think this will help a lot better than my English. Of course, you see already we have 3 blocks, and from the top block we only do a little piece in an angle, not too much, because or else he will be helling much to the front, and then he will fall apart, or to the back and he also will fall apart. So we only do a little piece side, and if you don't like it, you even can do later another cut. That's better than you do it wrong at the first time. So do it a little higher. If you don't like it, then you do it a little lower. So what we're going to do, we're going to get now our box, our smaller box. We get our block we made. This is the 3 times 3 on top of each other, and we're going to glue this over here. So on top of here, you just do some glue over here. Do enough, because you don't want that it falls down, and you place this one on top of here exactly in the middle and give it a little bit of pressure. Make sure that it glues nicely together, and then so this is how it's looking like this. Of course, I'm going to wipe away the glue on front and make sure that you have it in the middle, or else it looks very strange. So like this, and then we're going to give this a couple of minutes, and then we're going to glue this one on top of the bigger one. So we have now our bigger box, and we are doing some glue on this line over here this way, and then we're going to place this one in the middle of this box. So again, let it fall down, and of course this box is 9 blocks, so go again, make sure that you count down and that you are exactly in the middle, and let it dry in also at least a half hour. So now I have here my box, and of course I have here my stand. The little handsaw didn't give me the nice clean cut I was hoping for, but I am going to do my best to make it work. I did some sanding on top of here to make it a little bit more straight. We will see how this will look. I have really no idea. So I'm going to turn this one upside down like this, and then I'm going to do some glue. I have to be sure that I have it the way I want to have it glued. Yes, this way. Always look extra before you're going to glue it. So I'm going to do some wood glue on this side, on this, and over here. Make sure that I have enough, and I do some hot glue on this side. So, and then I'm going to place it, of course, in between the middle. Over here, I'm going to place it this way. And I'm going to make sure, and I keep it in place for a little moment, and then I'm going to let this dry in for at least an hour. So now we have the top glued on here. We are going to do, of course, some glue on the underside of this one. So because we're going to glue it on our stand, I'm going to do some glue around here. I'll show you in a moment. Over here this way, and now I'm going to turn it over this way, and we place it on our stand. Of course, you can change the side, which side of the stand you like. The open side you can place it on, or you do it on the closed side. I do it on the one which is closed. So I'm going to let all of this whole piece dry at least for an hour. And you see already this is how he's looking like. Of course you don't see the whole piece because it's a little bit too big. And now he looks a little strange, but at the end you see already he is hanging on the back side. And I'm really happy how this is turned out. What we're going to do, I'm going to give it a creamy color, white cream color, but choose any color you like. I was also debating if I will do a bright red for the Christmas season, but I'm going to keep it with a white. So, and then I'm going to decorate mine, and then you see of course how it turned out. But first I'm going to give it the nice creamy white color, and this is a nice chalk paint. He is not covering totally, but enough for me at least. If you want to have it totally, and you also can spray paint it. If you like more like gold and silver, then you spray paint it in gold and silver. So it is fitting for your decor. So I'm going to take my time and I'm going to paint this. And you see already a little piece of how he is turned out with some paint on it. Of course, I'm going to paint it totally now further, but you see in a moment a quick impression and how I decorated it. And it is, I have to say, a little bit kind of a unique piece. You have to love it or you hate it, well, probably. So we will see how this will turn out. Of course, let me know in the comments down below what you think of it. So for you now, it is for you, the quick impression. And here you see finally a quick impression of my tumbling tile blocks organizer. Of course, it is a little bit of a different shape that you're normally used to, but I had so much fun making this one, and I really hope you give this one a try because you can decorate it so easy for the season. So everyone who is new here, I hope you enjoy what you saw also. And if you do, I hope you will click the red subscribe button, give me a thumbs up and hit the bell so you will be notified every time I upload new DIYs. For more DIYs, come on over to the description box. There you find the link for the DIY channels. Hope to see you there. Have an amazing day. See you in the next one. Bye.